Well, hello there. This is Jamie Lewis, and today we're going to be talking about how to make money online with a very detailed presentation. If you want to make money, watch this entire video because I am going to blow your mind. And this is for the people who are like, I've been trying to make money online for 2 years and I haven't gotten one sale. All right. Instead of saying I've been trying to make money online and I haven't made any money yet, tell me what part is not working. All right. It's better like I can really get somewhere with someone when they tell me I've been running ads. That would be a better way to say it. I've been running ads and I can't get any clicks. Okay. All right. Well, there's a medicine for that, or remedy for that. You know what I mean? But if someone's like, I've been trying to do this, a lot of the time you find out you've just been watching videos and trying to learn and not doing it. You know what I mean? This is inspired by two of my students, Michael and Michael. And so I originally was planning on creating this video for Michael and Michael. And then I prepared a bunch of stuff and I was like, wow, this is just going to be the best video ever on how to make money online. And so let's jump into it. The first thing I think I should talk a little bit about before we jump into this little thing you're seeing here is this scene from Princess Bride. Every time I do something online to make money, right? I always envision this movie, especially this scene, because, and I'm really telling you the truth here, every time I freaking do a challenging thing, like I'm like, hey, I'm going to create this new product, or I'm going to do a launch, or something like that, or I'm going to, especially if I'm going to do something that's brand new to me, and it's like a little difficult to learn, or it's, I want to step my game up, I think about this scene. Now, furthermore, with my students on webinars and when I talk with students, especially, just people who are new to it, newbies, a lot of the time there's like this skepticism, and there's also this very overwhelming, draining type of thing going on where it's like, I don't want to do anything. Jamie, can you make it happen for me? Can you just do everything for me? Right? Now, every time I do something and do huge things, right? I'm like Wesley here, who's the guy you can see there. This scene in the movie, they had to go through this forest where there were these overgrown rodents. And it was scary, and you got to go through the forest. You got to do these things that you might not necessarily, you don't want to be doing those things, all right? You want to be on a boat in the middle of the ocean, or, in the backyard, jumping into your pool with your girlfriend and stuff. You don't want to be behind the wheel of like Facebook ads and, necessarily be doing that. But when you start to see the results, you start to get excited. So the equivalent would be like, after he killed the rodent in the movie, yeah, you got a result. Like, wow, all right, now we might actually be able to get through this task. You know what I mean? And so that's what it's all about. That's what I wanted to tell you about it. I wanted it to be real honest with you. Every time I create a new Facebook ad, or if I'm like doing something like testing out a new product, or if I'm just like working hard on a book, like I'm writing a book, and I'm like, man, there's people counting on me. I can hear my messenger going off, but I got to concentrate on this book. Will I get done with this book? This is in my mind. I always come back to this scene. I don't know why it is. Now, the other thing I just want to quickly touch on is with students, when they pull that like, oh, Jamie, I don't, it's like they don't come right and say that, but it's like, you say, well, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Do you want to do that? In the end, it's like, no, I don't want to do anything. I'm like, all right, well, I'll just pick a business. They're like, pick a business model for me. I'm like, all right, you're going to do domaining, right? Because domaining is one of the easiest freaking things to do ever. So I'm like, here you go. They send me back a couple domains, right? It'd be like, what do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? I'm like, oh man, they all suck. I taught you how to do it and you're not following the instructions. And they're like, Jamie, I don't want to do it anymore. This is too hard. I don't have time for this. All right. So the equivalent is like, you just you know, you're back here like with the sunlight and everything, and you just stepped your foot into here, and you're like, nah, I don't want to go. But there's an exit to this. You just got to go through the forest, and then you exit, and then it's just a beautiful paradise, and there's gorgeous women everywhere. Just think about it that way. All right, cool. So anyway, let's go back to my thing here. This is exactly what I was talking about, right? Here's Mr. Skeptical, you know, hey, is this a scam? And here's me. I'm all excited. I got my freaking gigantic house and my sports cars and a hot chick. So here are the business models, right? Now, this person's like, Jamie, will you do everything? I'm like, kinda. I kinda will. I'll give you like the templates. I got a lot of stuff for you. And instruction like this is really freaking good. In fact, now in your mind, you might not have seen The Princess Bride, but you are going to remember this video. So you're going to be rich. You know what I mean? Very excited. So the person's like, hey, do everything for me. I'm like, well, look, first of all, before I start to really reach across the aisle, which is what I'm going to do here, I'm going to, you know, I mean, like, you're not going to want me to cash your checks for you, and you're not going to want me to handle your customer service for you, and you're not going to want me to pay your taxes for you, and there's a ton of other things with you running your business you're going to have to do, but I will kick you off, all right? So the first step is you can't do all these freaking things, all right? I don't do all these things. I've done them all. Like I've had, you know, I have an agency, but, you know, I can't say that my style of agency is going to be your ability. Like I've got people who work for me, and it's a lot, it's grown. It's like an oak tree. You're a seedling. Okay. So, but pick one at first. When I first started, I made mistakes of trying everything, and then therefore everything was half-assed. So there's a lot of wasted time. Now I don't want you to waste your time. And the way you're not going to waste your time is to pick one thing. Okay. So let's start here, because my students, Michael and Michael, they've also had my team build them a website, and I've done a YouTube channel where I've populated it with videos, okay? So I'm going to touch on those models first, and we're going to find out which model is for you, and I'm also going to give you instruction for each one of these points here, all right? Because these points are pretty important. It's like, you'll see that. I mean, I got all the instruction in this video. I'm going to be like doing stuff like this. And, you know, I got like freaking, I got, you know, all of this stuff. So just hang tight. So first of all, here's an example of what happens with YouTube. Okay. So here's a video of mine. It's got 16 million views. And then here is a link. Okay. That's why YouTube is freaking awesome, because you can get free traffic from a video on YouTube. Okay, guys, so if you've never uploaded a video on YouTube, or, you know, there's plenty of vendors like me who do not care if you just jack my videos, okay? And the way that you do that is you go to Google, and there's a ton of different services. Download YouTube videos, okay? Now, I recommend that you learn a little bit more from me in terms of ranking those videos, because, you know, you upload a video to a brand new channel, and without someone like me sending traffic at it, or without someone like me teaching you, like in a video like this, for instance, I mean, I'll help out a little bit, but basically download the video, right? You download my video, and then you could re-upload it to your thing. Just make sure that you learn a little bit. As you can see here, I got this plugin plugged in, and it can show all of the tags I'm using, right? And then you can also see that, you know, in this description box, I don't just have one line. I have like a whole bunch of stuff, all right? You see what I mean? Same thing with a couple other videos. I mean, you could do a search for Jamie Lewis marketing in YouTube, and you'll see a ton of stuff. And you can get an idea. If you have something like Social Blade or any of the other plugins, you can see exactly how I'm marketing them, okay? But that's why YouTube is freaking awesome. So that's the result. This doesn't happen overnight. This thing went viral like in Argentina or something. The traffic isn't very good from this at all, admittedly. I have videos that have 4,000 views that make sales, and then this one just gets leads. That's it. I mean, it's terrible conversion rate, okay? Because it went viral in like Argentina or something. But you'll see a bunch of other videos that I have, and you could imagine, right? I mean, some of them have like 4,000 views, and all the way in the comments are like, hey, bro, how do I get your software? How do I get your software? How do I get your software? Now, if you have a video like that, then that's the result you're going to get. Now, I'm not saying just jack my videos. I'm saying create your own videos based on my thing as well. All right? Don't be lazy. You can be a rock star. All right, so next up, we were talking about YouTube because in my diagram, this is one of the things I asked people. If Michael and Michael hadn't taken me up on my services, I still would have asked this question in my webinars, and I'd been like, hey, do you want to do YouTube? Are you, are you into the idea of getting free traffic? I think everybody is. Now, I don't know how to do videos. Come on, man. You can contact a YouTube owner and ask to do business with them with the marketing knowledge that I give you in this video and in my other videos and in my webinars. Come on now, you can contact a YouTube owner and you do business with them. You don't need to be the video creator. And then also, you can also jack people's videos like me. Just make sure to get permission. You don't want to jack other people's videos if they're not cool with it. But I don't care if you jack mine. More people are seeing my stuff, right? Cool. With the website, this is really cool. And I guess I should I don't even know if these illustrations will do what I want to achieve with the website lesson. Here's the website lesson, basically. Okay? I'm going to have to open up a new thing. All right. So with the website lesson, here it is. On ClickBank, right? ClickBank.com. They've got a marketplace. Boom, 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 boom. Right? They got all these categories. And then you click on the category, and then it's like, oh, here's a site, here's a site, here's a site, here's a site, here's a site. Contact this guy, contact this guy, contact this guy, contact this guy, contact 50 people. Okay? From those 50 people, you say, hey, man, you want to do a cross promo? Terrible writing. Hey, you want to do a cross promo, man? Yeah, they reply back. Okay. Guess how many people reply back? 15. Whatever happened to the other 35? They didn't get the message. Anyway, from 15 people, they say, what do you have in mind? Okay. And then you say, I'm doing huge things this month. Work with Jamie Lewis. All right. Terrible arrow. Guess what happens then? 7 people reply. Okay, the other ones never reply again. 7 people reply. Now here's the magic. 3 of these promote you before you promote them. That means that in your autoresponder, you're going to have 3 blasts. You're going to then reciprocate to the guys who blasted you first. The other 4 guys are like, no, I ain't blasting you first. I'm going to wait for a date that tell me when you have a free, we can swap. All right? That's the whole idea. It's so freaking easy. This is the way that all the big boys do it too. People are trying to sell you stuff. That's why you never heard it this way. It's like so easy. The gurus hate me because I give you stuff for free. I mean, they can't sell you anything now. Just try it. All right? Have a squeeze page. That's it. Find other guys on ClickBank that have a squeeze page and do a squeeze swap. All right? Hey, cross promo my squeeze page. I'm telling you, if you use this terminology with someone and you keep it simple and you email them, it's going to be so refreshing for them. Okay? They're used to people sending these long, drawn out, hey, will you hire me, man? I'm promising. And it's even worse. It's like, hey, I'm 22. I'm just out of college. I have $150,000 in debt, and I'm just, I need to be able to support my family. I'm sick, and it's just it. So it's gonna be refreshing if you're like, hey, man, you want to do a cross promo? You're gonna get some interest in that. Okay. So that is really all I want to talk about when it comes to having a website. That's the greatest part about having a website. I'll tell you that right now. All right, so let's move on because, of course, I want to consolidate and pack everything into one thing here, if that makes sense. All right, so next up on the agenda, sorry about my awful drawings there. That was ridiculous. Domaining, okay? So with domaining, you have 2 strategies, okay? The first one, I should say, is using GoDaddy premiums. I've had a lot of success with GoDaddy premiums, and you've probably seen in other videos where I scroll through my phone and there's literally hundreds of emails saying, congratulations, you got a sale. Now, I've also, in other videos on my channel, you can see that a lot of them are like $290, $390, okay? I don't know why I have them at $390. I usually, when you sell a digital product, it's usually like $497, right? But I got to, you'll see, there's like $290, $390, sometimes it's like $690, right? Hundreds of them. The way I do that is I buy a domain name, and here are the rules, okay? Here are the rules. All right, kind of easy. All right, if you don't do the things I'm telling you not to do. I love to tell people what not to do, okay? And then just find 2-word actual things, okay? So what I mean by that is like, I'm not saying you could get a .net, you could get a .org, that's all good, but just make sure it's an actual thing. Don't cheat. Don't cut corners. You know what happens to people who cut corners? Like if a carpenter cuts corners, the house falls down, okay? So with domains, it's like one letter is wrong, like a misspelling or something, your value is gone, okay? If you want to retain value, you really want to have a really good shot at flipping a domain for $300 or something, make sure that you got, that's the hard part, is finding them. Once you find them, like for instance, if you found bloghelp.org, okay? Someone might want that, okay? That's not bad. Now, you'd buy it with GoDaddy, and then inside you click on a little dollar symbol, and it's that easy, okay? Then what happens is it's a premium. So what happens, you set the price. He's like, oh, how much you want to sell it for, right? And you go through this tiny little checkout, and it says, and you just go through it. It's $0. What that is it's a contract where if you sell it, GoDaddy gets a piece of it. So what happens then is if you come to GoDaddy and you're like blog help or if you go blog help, okay, it's going to come up and it'll say $300. It's available. It's going to say it's available even though you own it, right? And then you'd be like, oh, it's available. Oh, but for $290. All right, I'll buy it for $290, right? Now, don't just think people are going to do that all day. Blog help, yeah, you might get like 3 hits, 3 searches a week or a month or something, okay? And yeah, and you might get lucky. But here's what you do. You go to YouTube, you create a YouTube channel, okay, for domains. Yep. And then you list your portfolio in the videos, okay? It's that simple. I was doing that before I came up with I was making money from GoDaddy before I created a domaining software, right? And the way, I'm being honest with you, the way that I did it was from my webinars and from my videos and stuff like that, okay? Yeah, there is some work involved in selling hundreds and hundreds of domains, all right? You're not going to just sell hundreds of domains by buying a couple really bad domains and thinking that they're going to sell on their own without any advertising. So if you, step 1, get a good domain name, okay? A real good one, like just a freaking phonenumbers.net, okay? I'm not saying that you'll be able to find that, but you get my drift, right? Something a little worse than that. And then you got to plug it into premiums and then sell it with YouTube. Now YouTube isn't the only way. I'm just telling you how I did that at that frequency of like making hundreds of thousands of dollars or whatever. That's how to do it. Okay. Next up, the other option for selling domains is to go to Flippa, and then you can sell sites, starter sites, domains. You've probably seen this screenshot as well, in my other videos where I've sold over, I think it's $400-something thousand on Flippa, and most of them on Flippa were sites. Okay, so I've got some domain sales. Most of them are with GoDaddy, most of my domain sales, most of my site sales with Flippa. And then there's a little bit of here and there, like sites and domains, probably 100,000 or 200,000 worth that happened just outside of that, like Facebook or people. A couple weird things have happened too, like where people found my domain and contacted me and bought them like that. So that can happen too. I mean, you know, I've sold a domain for $5,000 and then another one for, I think, $2,400. It was badliar.com. I got that domain, and someone listed it for sale on afternic.com. Even though they didn't own it, I owned it, and then the guy contacted me. Guys, to this day, I don't even understand what really happened, but all I know is a guy contacted me from Afternic, and he was like, hey, man, we've got a buyer for your domain. I was like, what the heck is... I don't even have an account there, you know? So crazy stuff can happen. It's awesome. But if you want a real consistent income generator, I gave you the tools. It's pretty much a type of thing. Buy a domain that's really good and then advertise your listing for it. Okay. If you know, I have a software called Domainer Elite. I'm not trying to give myself a shameful plug or something right now, but I'll tell you this straight up. It's that same philosophy. You buy a domain and then there's a marketplace in there that you list it for sale with premiums inside Domainer Elite. And then the marketplace, the purpose of the marketplace is to advertise that marketplace listing for you. Okay. All right. Back to the videotape. We got a little Facebook ads lesson. All right. Now this is what I want to do for the skeptical peoples is I'm going to show you a little bit of what I'm doing with Facebook ads today. I'll show you what it's a perfect day to do it too, because I'm not spending too much money today. So it's not going to be like, you know, intimidating or something like that. So anyway, here's a really great example. This one is one I wanted to show you. I'm promoting my product Launch Creator, right? Now you don't need to promote your products and make money that way, okay? You don't need a product, but in my case, yes, that's what I'm doing here. Now I've spent $8, okay, $7.91, 357 post engagements, which means like likes and comments. Okay, 357 likes and comments for $8. Okay, each like 2 cents. Okay, so when you create a campaign, guys, they're gonna ask you first, like, what do you want to do? Now I'll tell you straight up, it's gonna be like traffic or engagement or conversions, right? Those are like those are the ones I do the most. But when you're first starting out and you have a page, you might want to do this stuff first. That's why they kind of have it in this order. And I'm going to jump back to my diagram and I'm going to show you a little bit. But you know, for the skeptical people who are just dabbling, create a Facebook fan page for whatever niche you're going to get into, and we're going to get into that in a second. But then just get likes to the page, because what can happen is then when you do create like an engagement or a traffic or a conversion campaign, you can create an audience based on the people that liked your page, and you're getting more laser targeted. Okay, that's the freaking amazing thing with Facebook, is the retargeting capabilities are just insane. Yeah, so we'll get into this in a little bit, but I think this will help you out, as well as my rules will help you out understanding this. Okay, so this is my diagram for Facebook ads, and everything online is like this. Remember this? All right. So that's what this is like. You're entering the freaking forest right here. Okay. So when I clicked on that green button in Facebook ads, that's the campaign. Like I'm gonna choose what to name it. Right? It says, what are you going to name it? Then I'm going to click on more options and select English, and then placements, only the Facebook feed, take off all the, you know, the network audience, all that. And then $20 a day, no more than that. You can even do $10 because you're going to clone like crazy. Okay. So that's like the campaign settings or whatever. And you'll also see audience. Now with the audience, start with demographics, like, it's kind of like a let me show you. Oh, duh. All right, so you open up a new campaign, right? Here's like when it comes to the audience, here's your demographics, like the age of everyone, if they're male or female, location, where are they, USA, right? Then after you do that, then get interests, like, all right, for launch creator, right? I do like business opportunities, biz ops, Gary Vaynerchuk, Tony Robbins, stuff like that. Okay. Then you'll start to see it get a little bit narrower, right? Because of course, if you just did this and you didn't do the business opportunities, it's going to be like super untargeted. But even with this, is kind of untargeted. You know what I do? Since I'm into music, after the business opportunities and all that stuff, artists, right? Artists, creators, musicians. Now you see this gets mad, crazy, narrow. Sometimes too narrow, all right? You can do it different too, like where you can do the artists first. I have one where the artists are first, and then there's the business opportunities, but you get my drift, right? And I just created that campaign like 2 days ago or whatever. It's freaking awesome results. So that's it. Now look, this is still pretty untargeted. What's cool is then you create a lookalike audience within Facebook, and it'll ask you that when you create a new campaign again. And you'll be like, all right, I want to select all the people who clicked on my ad. Now, what it'll do is it'll take like 1,000 people or like 10,000 people, and it'll say, it'll start thinking. Facebook will start thinking, okay, here's your 2 million people that are just like that, the people who clicked, right? Crazy, right? Isn't that cool? So that's what's so cool about it. So when you're creating a campaign, you do the campaign, then and you'll notice this. Once you turn on your campaign, this is what this really represents. Okay? You turn on your campaign. You can be like, all right. Most people who are starting out are real naive. They'd be like, where's my money? How come I turn on my campaign? Where's my money? Well, look under the hood and see what's going on. Okay, because sometimes you got to make sure your machine is working correctly. So if you did it the way I'm doing it, and you're being a little patient and working it out, and there's nothing wrong with testing, although be consistent. Don't be changing things. It's better to pause or to clone rather than change something on your landing page or something like that. Facebook doesn't like that. So basically, campaign is the demographics and stuff. Then the targeting, that's your audience. Like, hey, who are you looking for? Are you looking for people, like in my case, the people who are musicians who are looking to build a business. That's my perfect demographic, right? Then the ad is your actual ad. Like, is it a picture? It's a picture of you and a computer or something like that, right? And be careful here too. And I don't mean like careful in terms of Facebook won't like it or something like that, but be careful because I have a couple that are like the picture is so good that people just click for no reason. You know what I mean? That's cool for an engagement campaign, but be careful if you're like, don't get your hopes up. If you got like a traffic campaign and the picture's like, like real enticing to click on it or something, you get my drift, right? So it's kind of like a balancing act there. All right. So you will notice, like if you are doing something right here with these three, and you're probably going to get this no matter what, but sometimes nothing there, nothing here. Usually something's wrong, guys. Okay. So you go back to the drawing board. You might want to, pause or edit or clone, right? So this is the way it goes, is like with me, I'll give you an example. I'm like, I come back to an ad like 2 hours later or 3 hours later. And remember, it takes time for Facebook to learn. It says, learning, right? And what they're doing is they're looking at the input of how your ad is doing, and they're figuring out how to optimize. The machine is figuring out how to optimize it and show it who to show it to. And they actually even say that to you, right? So you got the likes and the comments going on. Like me, I usually don't mess this part up. I know what I'm doing, so I usually do get this. But then this is like something that I'm always have my eye on. I'm like, could I do better, right? Now, I don't necessarily always say to myself, I'm not getting getting webinar registrations for that campaign. Well, I have a bad landing page. I don't say that. I'm more of like, what did I do here? I messed up here. Okay? You see what I mean? So like, you'll notice if you do good here, you'll do okay here. Okay? If you do good, it's like plumbing. It's like being a doctor, a plumber, a forensic scientist, and a sociologist all in one. All right? That's what this is all about. So you start your traffic, and it's, they always say funnel, but it's more like a tunnel. That's the corniest thing ever. So anyway, you get my drift, right? So think about everything you do online this way, all right? Next, you're going to see the little words change here, all right? Same thing with creating your business. And I should have shown you this first, but whatever. Business model comes first. And the reason I'm saying that is, are you going to be like a publisher, or are you going to be like an agency? Are you going to be a domainer? Or, you know what I mean? Like, so that comes first. Like, hey, what are you going to be? You know what I mean? And where are your passions, and what type of, left-brained individual are you, or right-brained? You get my drift. Then, after you've figured this out, what niche within this are you going to be? Like, if you're an agency, well, what's the niche of the agency? You're going to be, web development agency, or a headhunter, or, a manager for creative people, or what are you going to do, right? Facebook ads agency. So you figure out your niche. Then you figure out the platform. That is usually if you're digital products, or you're a writer or a teacher or something like that. For instance, if you want to do teaching, you'd probably be in Amazon Kindle, Udemy, ClickBank, etc. Those, all the platforms like ClickBank, JVZoo, Udemy, Kindle, that type of thing, right? Now your angle, this comes before the product, all right? This is like, how are you going to be different than your competition? What's your headline going to be? Start to think about stuff like that, right? Sometimes I do all of this all at once. I'm like, I got an idea. And that idea consists of like all of this, okay? All right, so start to think in unison. Like, all these things matter. And if you're like, wow, great idea, but, this is like if a friend of mine tells me their idea, like usually I'll be like, yeah, that's a cool idea, but I can already see that's not going to be a top priority for me, because something is going to happen bad with here, or here, or here, and here. Okay? Money-wise, if you pick jokes as your niche, you're not going to have any of these things here. Okay? And this is money. There has to be some type of money. For instance, distributors, they will promote your product, and even if they don't know if it converts or not. But if it doesn't convert, they're not going to continue to promote your product, and you're probably not going to get any leads, and then you're not going to make any back-end money, right? So remember, there's not only initial conversion where you sell something for $1 or $100, but there's also like, hey, you got high ticket sales, or you got other products, or you got upsells, etc. Okay? So this is really the way it goes. It's business model first, niche second, platform third, angle, how are you different, product, make an awesome product, right? That's the biggest, most important thing ever. Then conversion, if you got all these things right, and your distribution is right, and your traffic is right, Then you get conversion. Then distribution, your affiliates will start to promote it, or it'll go viral or whatever. And then lead collection, how's your landing page and everything in terms of, or, how's your, I should say, management, okay? Because of course this is the landing page, okay? But yeah, I would say it's better word is like management of your leads, right? What are you going to do with them, right? And how are you going to season them and make sure that they're happy peoples, okay? Because if they're not happy peoples, you don't have a business. Then what are your back end sales? What are you doing on the back end? Are you promoting other people to ensure that you get more affiliates, or what's the deal there, right? So I should say that was, I went over a little bit of this, but I didn't really go into detail. I gave you kind of like a good background foundation thing. And so with that being said, let me just show you what I'm talking about. So you don't really need me to even show you this. You know that this is one of the most gigantic, I wouldn't even say website, but just universes online. It's just Amazon is Amazon, right? Now, you know how many bookstores they put out of business? You get my drift, right? So everyone comes on here to buy books. You can write a book and publish it on Amazon. Like, you could be like 10 years old and do it. All right. It's the easiest thing in the world. Furthermore, the coolest thing to do is when you find yourself a book, right? This is just gigantic. It's amazing. Kindle edition, right? Jesus. Is that right? $15 for this? Really? For a Kindle version? Okay. This is so cool. Look inside, right? You know what happens when you click on look inside? You get to start to look in the book. So this is like sales copy. You could think about it this way. Look at this. It's like a teaser. Crazy, right? So think really hard. When you're writing a book, think really hard about the first couple pages, man. All right? You can get some good sales. Anyway, any of these subjects, guys, we could like talk for hours on. That's why you got to come to my webinars and check it out and stuff. And then tell me which one you want to do, because it's like the universe. Which planet do we want to go to? You know what I mean? But that's the idea. Man, you guys should be writing books. You should be selling domains. You should be buying up YouTube channels and renting YouTube channels and partnering with YouTubers, and you should be selling domains. Did I say that again? And all of these really cool business models that I got in this freaking. And a couple of my lessons, I want to make them easy as hell, simple as hell. One of my next lessons on, hopefully it's the one I'm thinking of, is going to be so freaking simple. Well, I'm not there yet. I was going to say my crypto lesson is so freaking simple. It's so funny. Because based on the fact that most people are just so, I don't know. They got problems. I'll explain that in a second. Anyway, agency. Agency is freaking easy. This is I wouldn't say easy, but it's the fastest way for you to get paid. It beats all of these other models for one reason. The reason is you come here to Computer Gigs and you post something, an advertisement that doesn't look like an advertisement. Gig offered. I want to hire someone. Okay. Very important to do. I want to hire someone. All right. You guys are like, what? How am I going to make money online if I'm hiring someone? Just watch. Okay. This is crazy. Computer gig. Well, let me show you. Creative gigs. This is the one. Everyone knows this business model. You've already. It's free to do this. Okay. Doesn't cost you any money to do this. You'd be like, well, I should show you let's show you the existing ones. Okay. But that's how you do it. Look, earn up to $85. You see where I'm going with this, guys? Right? You see that? Let me show you the creative gigs. Watch this. Study participants wanted. This is a lead generator, guys. I mean, come on. It's so easy. Now, so look, you would do an ad like this, right? Yale study participants, and do them in major cities like Houston. It's huge. New York City, Los Angeles. You get my drift, right? Philadelphia. So I am looking for musicians and actors and models. If you are a musician or actor and model, please send your resume or send your reel to Jamie Lewis. Okay? So I'd post that. What happens is a bunch of those people come in. They email you and you say, hey man, I will promote you and I will try my best to get you some gigs. Just send me, you sent me your reel. I think it looks good and I can be your manager. And they'd be like, oh, that sounds great. Listen, I do it for a one-time fee of $100. That's per month, but it's just one fee. And then I'll start sending your CD to record labels and I'll start promoting you. And the way to fulfill that, guys, is just what you're telling your prospective customer is you're going to then go to Google and you're going to do the dirty work. And so they don't need to. They can continue creating their music. And that's the type of language that you would talk to them about. Okay? Very easy with this. If you guys need money, make money. All right? And then when it comes to payment, you log into your PayPal account and you create a payment button and it says, all right, here's your payment button. And then below that result, below the payment button result, it's going to give you a link that you would email link. And it's, it's like a, PayPal.com number, letter, number. Okay. And then you send that to, hey, all right, here's the link, man. And the next thing you know, you got $100, you got a client. All right. So that's what an agency is. There's plenty of other niches. There's like Facebook ads agency where you can work for dentists and lawyers and real estate agents. And you can do Facebook ads like I was showing you, create campaigns like that where, 2 cents per engagement, per advertisement, and they're getting leads and they're making money and they don't know how to do, a real estate agent doesn't necessarily know how to do marketing. So you could be in the money. All right. So next up, I showed you the rules those are the rules for Facebook ads. Okay. And I showed you the rules for domaining too, right? All right. Well, domaining is like just get good domains. All right. The shorter, the better. The funnier, the better. 2 words. I'm not saying you're going to be able to find a 1 word for $9. Okay. Hell no. But you'll be able to find something that makes sense, like websiteowner.org or something like that. All right. That's what you find. Something that if you were to post on Flippa, people would be like, damn, that's pretty good. I'll buy it. All right. And then the next thing I'd just say is don't overprice it or something. Don't be greedy. Because if you could find that one and then find another one and then find another one, I think you'll be able to keep finding ones of that quality, and therefore don't be afraid if one sells for only $300. Okay. All right. Next one is simple. Okay. And this is an important lesson because I see so many people losing their shirt. This is just, I hope I save lives. Okay. Jesus. Anyway, crypto. Here are the rules. Buy after disaster. Okay. And then sell after jubilee. I don't know why I used this word. I don't know. I must have woken up on the wrong side of the bed. What this means is do not buy. Don't get this backwards. Okay. I see so many people, it's called FOMO. It's called fear of missing out. So many people, once they see it jump up, and this is what just happened with Bitcoin, right? They would create an account. Where's the charts? Where are the charts? Let me get some charts. I don't even know why I'm on here. On Coinbase, I should be at like Coin Market Cap or something. All right. So right now, kind of uncertain. That's what you call fear of uncertainty. And that's also what happens is if you, a weak person who will not walk through that forest is also the type of person that becomes a gambler and becomes like a experimenter and all of this stuff that causes the wives to yell at my students, and then I am the one who gets yelled at after that. So please just maybe show your wives this video, because they'll see I'm trying to help and trying to get you some help for gambling addiction or whatnot. All right, I didn't mean that. Anyway, basically what this is, okay, what I mean by this is like this. Okay, 1 second, and then we're out of here. All right, I want to make this simple. All right, so charts. Okay, we're going to open up the chart. Okay, guys, as you can see here, it's very easy for someone to lose their shirt. So let's just look at the last 3 months. Okay, a lot of happy peoples here. Now, wouldn't it have been great to purchase it here, right? Wouldn't it have been great to purchase it here? Okay, that's what I mean by after disaster. This is a disaster, guys. That was very sad. Okay, that was very sad. And here's a couple little disasters here, and that's why. Now, it's not just like so cut and dry. There is, of course, huge risk here. Okay, and the reason is that you don't know what's going to happen right now. But it's, that's why I just try to do as much research as possible. And stay away from people who are telling you to buy right here, okay? If people, and that's the way all of these gurus are too, they will tell you, they'll be like, oh, you got to get on it. You got to get on it. Buy your crypto. Once it's there, you're not, you don't got no crystal ball, Mr. Guru. You know what I mean? Like, it's very sad. I mean, very sad, okay? Buy it when everyone is talking crap about it. Okay, when everyone's like, hey, Bitcoin sucks. All right, well, people are all angry at crypto, and maybe that's a good time to buy it. Okay, a lot better, and you'll be a lot more safe if you were to purchase it here rather than there. I tell people that all the time. But here's a little disclaimer. Sometimes when it gets this momentum, it does keep going, but it's high risk, okay? Like, I'll give you an example. You probably remember this. Remember that when it went to like $20,000? Okay. So here, boom, 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 right? If you were following my advice, you would get in here. It would go up and it would start to go down. You probably would sell it, wouldn't you? You probably would. I sure did, I think. I don't think I held on. It was great though. I had other stuff when this happened. Like I had a whole bunch of altcoins, and that's the whole idea. Is once you get in, and say you get in here, and it starts to move up, put it into those altcoins, because those altcoins would go woo. They go way more than Bitcoin. Okay. But yeah, that's the whole idea. Please just remember that. Buy when everyone is talking bad about it. Okay, and then sell it. Okay, it's not going to keep going. It's not going to keep going. If you were as lucky, if you had gotten in here and you're lucky a month later there, oh my God. I mean, to be honest with you, I wake up every morning and I'd look at it, and if it started to go down, I'd sell it. All right. I got the fear of uncertainty, sure, but that's just because I'm so busy. I don't do as much adequate research as I should be. But I'll tell you one thing, I don't have FOMO at all. Okay, I'm like, everyone's saying, you got to get in. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Right? And man, I wish other people could just get rid of the FOMO. All right, very important. But anyway, guys, I think this is a good lesson. And, just a quick review, because I know you only remember what you last saw, and I don't want you to think that this is a crypto webinar. What we did was we went over how to run a website, and that all starts here. All right. And so these are the great things about it. And well, that's the great things about it. This is basically the tunnel, right? And then here was the Facebook ads campaign. Well, I mean, I started off, I was telling you, don't be afraid to walk through the swamp. And we went over the website stuff. We went over cross promos. And then we went over YouTube, how to do YouTube, and also how to download YouTube videos. Then we went over Facebook ads. We went over how to build an agency. We went over how to sell domain names. And then we went over some Bitcoin stuff. We talked about, hey, write some books. And basically, I guess what you guys should have gotten out of this whole thing is there's two important things to do. There's two things. It's like a human body needs oxygen and needs water, right? It's kind of like that. So you need traffic. Work on creating traffic campaigns, and that's YouTube, that's Craigslist, that's all the stuff that I showed you. I'm really into the traffic thing, okay? For free. I don't want you guys to be spending tons of money. All right, I want you guys to make money, and then what happened. Like I met my wife from someone who watched my YouTube videos and introduced me to her. True story. So that's why I want you guys to have good testimonials. So don't spend money. Just remember, create traffic campaigns, and then create products and create a fan page. Create, buy a domain name. Domain names are kind of like investing, aren't they? And do that all day. But remember, if you need help with where do I start? What do I do? Well, where you start is pick one business model to master. And I would say try domaining or an agency to get some money into your pocket first. Okay? All the affiliate marketing stuff like Facebook ads. Okay, I respect. If you want to get into Facebook ads right away, respect to you. Cool. Kind of easy. I mean, I wouldn't say it's easy, but I'm making it easy. I definitely showed you some really good stuff. And remember, just keep it consistent. Don't try to fool Facebook or trick Facebook or not. Read their terms. Make sure that you're totally good with them and they're totally good with you. All that, and kick some ass. And if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. All right, I'll see ya. This is Jamie Lewis signing out. Check out launchcreator.com. And that's it. All right. See you guys later.